If you are seeing this message, this is your time to run. In 2010, when I got out of the Air Force, I vowed that I would never run again because the Air Force ran me ragged, girl. 2 years went by since I ran, picked up a weight, took a walk, did a squat, anything. I said never again. And in 2012, I took the trip that changed my life. This hotel room had a mirror of truth where as soon as you walked out of the bathroom that had the shower, you walked smack dead into a full size ceiling to floor mirror. I stepped on the scale and I had reached the heaviest weight I've ever been in my entire life. I was sickened by how I looked, how I felt, and how far I had fallen from when I was in the military. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. The girl I was looking at in the mirror was fitting to eat a bag of chips on the couch and watch an episode of Maury, then Jerry Springer, then Judge Judy. I was so disappointed in myself. I called my mom crying and I told her when I got back home, I would never do that again. I was going to get myself in shape. And when I got back home, you know what happened? I ran. I know for a fact that you are looking around you right now and you're saying, I'm not feeling none of this. I don't like them. I ain't feeling them. I don't like that. It's none of this is vibing with me anymore. Some of this isn't vibing with me anymore. Just get rid of all of it, some of it, one thing, everything. I get it. I know what it's like to look at something and needing it to change in that moment, but knowing there's a long journey ahead of you to make it happen. Why not? The time won't happen anyway, so why not start now? The catalyst is you. You know what happens when you start running. You know what happens when you start putting your feet to that pavement and you run. You have this mindset. There's something that comes within you that has a fear of failure. Some of you has so many false starts because you started, then you stopped. You started, then you thought some more. Let me tell you what you're leaving behind when you start running and you leave behind this notion of fear of failure. You leave behind perfectionism. You leave behind this paralysis of analysis where you limit yourself so much because you're so busy trying to analyze everything that's around you. Start running your rate. Start running your rate. You start cutting ties with toxic people. Oh, girl, the toxic people come out when they know they can no longer benefit from you. All the toxic people, they go and show their. They want to know why you're leaving, where you're going, why you're running. Oh, girl, but you're running fast. Chopping off those ties, those soul ties, those physical ties. You don't want to see nobody's face. You don't want to see none of their faces. Get gone. You are shedding imposed roles and norms, what people thought you should be. The task that they put upon you that they wanted you to meet that you didn't even know they had on you. They telling you, you let them down and you didn't even know what you letting them down for. Oh, but run your race. You're going to let go of these self-doubts. You're going to let go of these limiting beliefs. You know what else happens? You let go of this spiritual disconnect that had long been happening and you run your race. I'm saying you run and you're tired. You are physically uncomfortable. You started off sprinting, and guess what? Now you're tired, but you're running this race. Anything that has to do with unfulfillment, you gone. Anything that has to do with mental health unclarity, mental health stagnation, you gone. It's out of here. Oh, but don't think you just running away. Because as you running, what happens? Oh, you start to get fatigued. Oh, bitch, that cramp start coming. Oh, girl, that knee start aching. Oh, girl, you start slowing down. And guess what happens in the middle of your race? It gets quiet. The outside world changes. There's not as many people at the starting as it was at the starting line. Repeat. There aren't as many people that it was at the beginning of the starting line when you start a race in a marathon. There's people cheering you on. Woo, woo, woo. They're at the start of it. They telling you, run, girl, run. You only got 26 miles to go. Run, girl, run. You can do it. It's not that hard. But when it's time for you to get down in the nitty gritty and start facing your shadow self and start facing your own demons and start doing the work, and you start putting in the action, when you start encountering the challenges, you're facing the obstacles, you're seeing the setbacks, or you have periods of just self-doubt when you like, girl, I'm not gonna make it, I can't do it. Now you're hopping along because the side of your body is aching, you're hurting, you're tired, you want to stop, get some water, lean to the side. Oh, girl, now you got a choice to make. This is the moment. This is sink or swim. Which one shall you choose? During this time, in the middle where it's quiet, I want you to just close your eyes and think about you just running this marathon. How many people are at the beginning versus where you are now? You might see some stragglers. It might have been some people at the start that are in the middle now that you see along the way. You might hear a one cheer like, go girl. Another one, you got it. Another one, keep going. But then you might hear something that's vibrationally different. You know you can go back, right? It's all right if you stop. Don't do anymore. Look at all the people that's back there waiting for you. You got a decision to make. There's an identity reconstruction that's happening here. There's a fight that's happening in your minds right now. In the middle of this race, you are making a decision on whether or not you are going to focus on what truly matters, which is finishing your race, or if you're going to stop and go back and start over again. But remember why you're here. Remember why you started running. For me, it was because I looked in the mirror and saw something that was unhealthy. What is it for you? Are you mentally unhealthy? Physically unhealthy? Spiritually unhealthy? Not making any movement? You got to get away from your environment, from the people, your parents, your friends, your cousins, whoever. Maybe you just got to get away from your old self and completely reconstruct your life. Some of you are simply in your race to see what else is out there. But when it gets quiet, oh girl, when the outside noise stops and you hear the birds chirping, you see the sky, you smell the fresh air, and you got people on this side saying, keep going, and that side saying, come back. You keep running your race. This is the time when you start looking at this change of scenery. This is the time where you start to say, okay, I got my second win. This is the time where you start climbing that hill. Oh, girl, if you never ran a race, there's 99% chance that it's going to be a hill. Now you got to put some real effort into it. Now you have to make a decision if you're going to look up and turn back or if you're going to just start running. You know, back when I was in the military, they had these people called pacers when you would do your PT test. I needed a pacer because at that time, let me tell y'all something. At that time, I didn't know what a pacer was. I didn't know what it meant when somebody said pace yourself. I didn't get the concept. But pacing yourself during your race is a very good concept. It means don't burn yourself out. See, at the beginning of the race, you run real fast because you're trying to get away. You're trying to make sure that you don't lose your way. You're looking at everybody else running their race. Forget them. Everybody else that's running their race is paying attention to what they need to look at. Their journey is not your journey. Their trauma is not your trauma. Their pain is not your pain. Your progress is not their progress. Your win is not their win. This is where the therapy happens. This is where the change takes place. This is where the inner conflict starts happening. This is where you start learning the new skills, learning ways to make this change, learning how this will deeply affect you either way. This is where you start meeting new people. The 3 homegirls that saw you at the beginning are now in the middle. Them 3 homegirls, they may or may not be there at the end. The ones that were telling you to go back home, to go back to your old self, they have far disappeared. You know why? Because they lazy. They don't want to do the work. They can't go up that hill with you. They don't even find it necessary to cheer you on. They want you to fail. They want you to come back. I'm here to tell you, if you're watching this message, run. If you are out of breath, run. If your knees start hurting, run. If your sides start cramping, run. This is your opportunity for the biggest change of your life. This is for your health, your wealth, your sanity, your peace. Run. And girl, if your running was like my running in the military, cause let me tell you something. When I was in the military, I failed my first PT test. Girl, it was terrible. Failed the first PT test. Girl, I was like this. This me. Running. Just me running, y'all. Girl, failed. Okay? When I started running in 2012, that was me running. Girl, I'm really just marching in place, but I'm moving forward. Girl, I'm running. But I was moving. My goal was to get to the very next tree, and that's your goal, to get to the very next mark that lets you know you are moving ahead. That mark may be a tree. That mark may be your angel numbers. That mark may be meeting somebody in the right place at the right time. That mark may be you getting let go from your job right now, but all of a sudden now you got 15 other job offers. That mark, that tree might be you meeting your significant other. That tree might be your significant other getting the F out of your way so you can make it. Run. Whether you like this or whether you like this, run. This is where the emotional release happens. This is where it gets intense. This is where you start crying. This is where you start sweating more than you've ever sweat before. This is where your muscles start activating. This is where you start looking at what you can get rid of. Do you need this backpack? Do you need your hair down like this? Can you put it up out of your way? Do you need this sweatshirt that you started off with because you was cold? You start thinking, when I say the meditation of this race, when you in the middle of it and things are quiet and there's nobody around and you have the opportunity to do nothing but think on what's going on, what happened, what will be. Girl, that deep dive into your brain will unlock everything that you've been holding down, swallowing since before you started. You start making decisions on whether or not you want to continue running with the baggage that was back there. Run your race. Now you in it. You done found your groove. You started making decisions. I'm not going back there. I'm not talking to that person. I'm not giving my money to this. I'm not doing that. I refuse. I can't. I won't. But what I will do is invest in me. What I will do is look at the people who are still with me during this journey, who are cheering me on because they love me. They love the idea of me winning. They love the notion of me winning. They love how I am for me, flaws and all. We are going to this finish line together. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for my ancestral lineage. I'm doing it for them. I am doing it for the spirituality and the peace of it all. So you running your race, making decisions, changing your life. Oh, girl. And now we coming to the finish line. You see it. You see this transformation happening. You forgot you was even running because now you in your groove. Now you just like, oh, that's a beautiful tree. Oh, look at those birds. Oh, people are biking. Oh, look at that lake. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know. Wait a minute. I'm still running. I'm running. Are those people? Is that the finish line? Is that a Pizza Hut? Girl, I'm going. Is that Chick-fil-A? Girl, I'm going. You going. You running, girl. You are in your race. And this is where you start incorporating your new insights, your new behaviors, your beliefs into your own identity. You emerge as a fucking butterfly. Oh, girl. It's almost like you flying. You out of breath though. And now that you realize that you've gotten through one of the most intense moments, which is you versus you, right? Now you start to come back into this reality of running. And you start noticing, girl, damn, this hit. Ooh, girl, my back. All right, I got this. It's all right. No pain, no gain. You start talking to yourself, right? No pain, no gain, girl. You got this. You looking, you like, okay, I don't know most of these people, but I see my homegirl over there. I see my husband or my wife over there. Okay, two people I know. Great. All right, because everybody else, they stuck back there. They didn't make it through your transformation. They didn't even make it through the first part of you running. They couldn't. The more their voices got distant when they said, don't do it, turn back, the more they recognized that they were being ignored, shut out, shut down. You paid them dust. You went Cowboy Carter and completely flipped the script on them. Once they noticed that, they went back. Oh, she different. She thinks she's better than us. Okay, we're going to leave her alone and find somebody else to tear down. Girl, now you know the tangible benefits of running this race. You got some new people at the end cheering for you. Who are all these people? These are people that you met when you decided to leave your job and say, I'm going to find something else. And all the people that you made connections with came out the woodworks to help you during this phase of your life. Okay, you wanted to get into some arts and crafts to learn how to channel your creativity. So you met some people along the way. They're here. Hey, we're going to see you at the painting club next week, right, girl? Yes, you are. This is a new set of people who are able to feed and put into you the same energy that you put into them and that you require at the moment. Because when you running your marathon, girl, you can't give to nobody else at the moment. All of your energy is put into this transformation. But look at all the people willing to pour into you right now. Look at all the people that are unapologetically loving on you. Whether it's 5 people or 1 person, look at them for you. You're running into love. You're running into truth. You're running into righteousness. You're running into a new comfort. Run. So we at the end of you crossed the finish line. Now you want to know, okay, I went through this major change, this major spiritual change. I am no longer held down by something that bothered me so much. What is on the other side of this ribbon? What is on the other side of this completion? On the other side is self actualization and fulfillment. This is you realizing that you are the catalyst to your deepest life fulfillment, potential, and joy. It is you that was in control, making the decisions to stop or keep running your race. It was you who decided to walk into therapy for the first time and lay out all of the traumas and the hurt and the pain to a stranger. It was you that confronted people who did you wrong. It was you that took the hits, and it was you that took the words of people who wanted to blame you for their negative action. It was you who made a decision to go no contact. It was you who said, I am worth every bit of love that I pour into other people unapologetically. And if I'm not getting that in return, then what am I with you for? What am I talking to you for? What is this interaction even about? That's what's on the other side of that ribbon. That is what's on the other side of that ribbon. When you win your race, you have a deeper connection with people than you've ever had before. This is where you start seeing your boundaries take place. This is where you start this is where you take the time to realize that some people really just not worth your energy. You don't even respond back to the nonsense like you used to. Know that? You recognize that in yourself? You're just like, girl, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Oh, girl, when you hit somebody with the it's not even worth it, you want a whole new level of life, friend. You start to align yourself with your purpose and your passion when you cross that finish line. I know sister girls that have left corporate America and went to work for In-N-Out Burger for $16 an hour that are the happiest people ever. You start aligning yourself with the realness, what feeds you, what makes you an asset to the collective conscious. That's what it does. When you cross that finish line, you actually know peace. I know I keep saying that, but it is the goal. Operation Peace is a real thing, not just the peace around you and who is bringing energy towards you, but the peace inside of you where you can close your eyes and rest. I said rest, not just go to sleep. I said rest. When you cross that finish line, you reach a new pinnacle of emotional intelligence. You're not as swayed as you were before. Let's say you run into somebody that was telling you to come back to the starting line. You doing your Trader Joe's shopping trip and you see them up in Trader Joe's and they like, oh, hey girl, where you been? I seen so and so they asked about you. Did you know that homegirl said that about you and she was being real ignorant towards you? Girl, you like, okay, well, you know what? I hope that they find the peace that they are looking for. Have a good life. Boom, you done. Your emotional intelligence, how you deal with conflict, how you deal with chaos agents is on a whole other level. If you even choose to deal with them, you might not even see it. Somebody could be calling your name from the past and you don't even hear them because your vibration, your frequency is on a hell other level. Run. But when you cross that finish line, you leave a legacy as a trailblazer for other people to see how you did it, how you won, and they start their race. You start a legacy when you cross that finish line. I'm here to tell you that this race is not a one-time thing. You are going to run many marathons. You are going to have a catalyst for change any given time that you feel confined and restricted and unable to make the moves you need to make in order to be happy. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. And every time you start running your marathon, you at the starting line again, and you see the people that was at the finish line the last time cheering you on, and on the other side of that, they still there plus some more, or maybe they aren't. Maybe there's only one or two people left on the other side of that new finish line. These are the phases of life. You are in the right place. And if you're not, what is your catalyst for change? What is going to make you get ready when somebody says, when the Most High says, on your mark, get set, run, run. Run your spiritual race. And you know who's going to be at the beginning cheering you on. You know who's going to be in the middle cheering you on. You know who's going to be at the end cheering you on. Cass, me, go, go. I might just break out my hokas and start, listen, girl, I might be able to do about 3-4 miles with you. Okay, then I'm like, whoo, girl. But those 3-4 miles might make the difference between you turning back and you keep going. So you starting off at the beginning trying to keep up with everybody else. They got that. They went there. Who cares? Not you. You run your race. I'm running the race in my mind. But pace yourself. Pace yourself. When you run your race, the energy that you put out there, it has to be fueled by something. What are you fueled by? Let me know. What is your catalyst for change? Is it because you love yourself? Is it because you want to prove something? Is it because you want to find out what is out there spiritually? Because you want to develop yourself more? Is it because you want a change of environment or a change of people around you? What is your it doesn't matter what your catalyst is. And don't ever think you're running from something to something else without dealing with the middle, because that middle gonna slap you down every time. You think you're not going to, every time you think you're going to spiritually bypass it, you're not bypassing the middle of your race. You're going to deal with it. And sometimes that's the longest part of your race. Sometimes it's the part where you struggle the most. It is the part where you become a hermit. It is the part where you start looking at the micro issue. It is the part where you are retreating. Don't think because you retreat, you're not running your race. This message is brought to you by me loving you, girl. The message is brought to you by love. This message is brought to you by appreciation. This message is brought to you by skill. This message is brought to you by the Most High. This message is brought to you by the ancestors. What numbers you need? 111, 121, 222, 333, 888. Whatever the number is, insert it here, because this message is for you. You want to win. You know why? Because God, I refuse to believe that God did not put this video in front of you to make you continue winning your race. Girl, run. I'm so proud of you. When I see y'all running, I see me walking into that little area in that hotel and seeing myself in that mirror and saying, I'm changing. And I went home and I changed. Y'all, run. This message is brought to you by running. Okay. This message is brought to you by running. And if you want to run, let me tell you something. Invest in everything that you use, whether it's your shoes, whether it's music, your mindset, activities, the people around you, and experiences. Invest in yourself. I love you guys so much. If you're currently running, let me know what position you're in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. I told a story from 2012. I'm still on my spiritual journey. I'm starting over in another race. But I say that to help magnify the time frame, because there is no time frame on you running your race. As long as you are continuously learning, elevating, doing the best you can, consistently evaluating where you are, what must happen from this point forward, you're running your race. Don't let somebody else's timeline weigh you down. Don't let somebody else's timeline trick you into doing something that is not conducive to your win. And I need to make sure that you understand that this is your race. This is your spiritual journey. This is the outcomes affect you. Don't forget that.